Welcome back to my homemade bass guitar video series part 3, finishing. I explained the motivation and design in the first video, and the shaping in the second. You will see how I finished my bass guitar in this one. There's no expensive material used, nothing professionally done, but turned out something I'm happy with. For viewers who didn't watch my previous videos, please be advised this is a collection of home videos and pictures taken when I homemade my first bass guitar using cheap parts, scrap wood, and simple tools. It's a trace of my memory to share with anyone who's curious or interested. If you are looking for a professional, informational, or educational guitar making video, this is not one of them. However, it may still be fun to watch how a newbie works things out in an unexpected way. Let's get started. Base color. After sanding the body to a level that I could accept, in another word, run out of my patience kept sanding it, finally time to color. Before putting color on it, I used a 2x4 block to press hard on the body and scrapped it in one direction, so the softer spring and summer wood got pressed lower than the winter wood, giving some grain texture to the surface. For a homemade guitar, that's what I wanted rather than dead flat surface with beautiful wallpaper-like patterns. I prefer darker tone, partially because it can also cover some imperfection. As you can see, there are still a lot of scratches, dents, rough spots, but the 120 grit sandpaper was what I had in hand, so I lived with it. But I do believe from guitar makers or woodworkers, this was simply a not even qualified crap. I accept all criticism on this. I used graphite ink for traditional Chinese brush writing because I had one sitting there for over 30 years, it's a miracle I still have it with me. I had no idea how thin I should dilute it, so just add water randomly and applied it with a dollar store paint brush. When it's absorbed by the spring and summer wood, color fades and made it look really ugly as you can see from the pictures, however the winter wood shows beautiful grain. I also painted the neck because I never appreciated different color tones on neck and body. I lightly sanded it when dry, and repeated the process for several times till it doesn't look so ugly while the grain's still noticeable, then go on with the grading color. Grading. Wondering how her dad could possibly come up with, my daughter supported me with some liquid pigments to choose from. Frankly, I didn't have a good taste on color and I had no idea how they will turn up on a dark and ugly wood. Eventually I chose to go black, purple, orange and yellow grading. Not as complicated or difficult as it seemed, just cut a small piece of cloth, drip some pigment on it and rubbed it against the wood with circular motion. It worked quite well. I guess this is the easiest part of the project. but the yellow color in the center pickup area can't pop out from the already dark orange. I could have skipped yellow or used white instead, but seeing that didn't work, my daughter came out with choices of metallic color. I chose copper tone to replace the yellow around pickups, thinking it went better with the dark orange color. The other choice was silver. I guess I could use it on a single dark color to pop up the grain on later project. The copper tone in the center turned out great to go with the purple tone around it. That's probably the best part in this project, though it still looks nothing gorgeous. Top coat. I had a can of high-gloss floor finish that I purchased from thrift store for $10, used to treat the wood floor in my old house, has been sitting there the last 12 years. Since we walked on the wood floor for the last 12 years and still shiny without obvious scratches, I thought this could be used for guitar finish as well, as long as I'm not walking on it, should last for some time. Frankly, it required very little to apply. I used the same cheap brush for black ink, so it came up with many small bubbles. I was too lazy eliminating those bubbles with a torch. Didn't bother me a lot though. Again, sanded it when dry and reapplied, sanded it when dry and reapplied. I repeated maybe 7 times because the coat was really thin, and it went from a crap to an eye-catching piece. By the way, you may notice that I didn't apply the floor finish on the neck. Not sure if it's because of my hand sweat. Sliding on my P-base clone sometime went sticky, but didn't happen on the Ibanez Micro, which is a matte finish that went smooth all the time. It plays well without the gloss finish, but also leads to a problem when I play with a glove. Slight color got transferred to the glove. I guess I should oil finish it to stabilize the color, but haven't tried it yet. So that's how I finished my bass guitar. Nothing high class, nothing expensive, no spray paint, nothing professional at all, but I'm happy with what I finally came up with. So this is the end of my finishing process. I will assemble the parts and electronics and do the setup in the next video, which is the end of this series. This video is put together 10 months later on my wife's suggestion. There might be something I missed. Leave a comment if you have any question. I'm by no means an expert in any area, but will try to answer on my best. If you find it interesting, we'll see you in next videos.